Hello everyone and welcome back to the World Cup of Wrestling. We are back with Belgium versus Japan. We have got Karl Gotch going up against Kazuchika Okada for a place in the quarter-finals. Let's crack-a-lack on. So the winner of this one will face off against the winner of our match later on this evening, which will be Cameroon's Karl going up against Korea's Rikidozan. So it could be a very interesting, this whole side of the rankings is very interesting, actually. Of course, if you want to keep track of what's going on, you can check in the description down below. There is a link to the World Cup. However, remember, if you are watching this a couple of days in the past, or even up to date, really, because I might be ahead, there may be spoilers ahead. I have split it into separate tabs along the bottom, so you can only go as far as you want to go. So if you are watching this 6 months in the future and you don't want to see who wins, you can just look at the group stages, or you can just look at the knockouts and that sort of stuff. So yeah, check out that. And there's also a link in the description down below to our actual ranking system, which is basically has everyone on there, every single match since the beginning of 2021. So 2 years worth now of matches. Every match had winners and losers, points given, points taken away. And it's given us a really good sort of ranking system. There's still a lot of people in there that are really at random positions we would expect more from. But there you go, that's the way it is, isn't it, I suppose? The problem is, I think a lot of big names end up facing off against a lot of big names, and then obviously there has to be a loser. It's not very often we see like a big name versus a crappy person, which obviously would help organise it a little bit better, but we don't really want those one-sided matches. We have them every now and again. We have an SWE Dark episode. I need to do one of those. Not done one of those in a while, actually, so I need to knock one of those out at some point. But yeah, this could be a really... Ooh. Sorry, I just got a shiny Terracleon. Sorry, I was doing a Pokemon Go raid at the same time. As you do. I was waiting in a queue for ages and it just popped up. Right then, Karl Gotch now, big forearm into the face of Okada. And stuns him across the middle rope. Gotch now heads to the outside, has a hold of Okada, drops inside the knee. Yeah, it should be an interesting one, this. I mean, Gotch is a very accomplished wrestler. As is Okada as well. I mean, both these guys are... Well, I think everyone who's in it now has got a potential to win it. I think there's probably one or two that may be unlikely, like, I don't know, Cesar Bononi, Mark Andrews, Ludwig Kai. I mean, you can't say anything though, can you? I mean, just look at Mansoor. Who saw Mansoor getting this far? He's had an absolutely cracking competition. Karl Gotch now in with a bear hug. As Okada fighting back. And now Okada looking for that air raid neckbreaker onto the knee. Okada now brings Gotch back up to a standing base. Gets around the back and now locking in that submission. Will this be enough to get the submission victory over Karl Gotch and eliminate Belgium? No. Karl Gotch able to break free. So, of course, if you, if you watch soccer, or football if you're normal, you would know that Belgium had an absolutely shocking World Cup in real life. Really, really bad World Cup. And, which is a shame, because they've been a bit of a golden generation, Belgium, but they've not taken advantage of it at all. I mean, they've had some really, really good, talented footballers, and yeah, like I said, they've been absolutely awful in the free World Cups. Those players have been available. Now those players are all due to retire. They're not going to make it to the next World Cup. So yeah, Belgium had an absolutely shocking World Cup. But there are a few that did. I mean, Germany had the same. They had a shocking World Cup. I personally don't think England had a very good World Cup either. Well, I say personally, they didn't. People try and big them up, but they were bloody awful. Absolutely bloody awful. Okada now looking for the elbow, completely misses. Gotch slides back in, as does Okada. The referee was counting away there. And that big knee in the face there by Gotch. That was brutal, that was. Okada now with the elbows in the face of Gotch. Gotch gets the forearm. And now all taking down Okada strongly. There's the pin. Oh, only a 2 count. And here we go then once again. Gotch is stalking. Will this be enough? Goes in with that Russian leg sweep. Keeps a hold of the body. Locks in the submission. Will Okada be eliminated? If he does, that's a massive favourite eliminated from this competition. No, Okada is able to free himself. Okada now gets round underneath him with that DDT. Brings Gotch back up to a standing base once again, but Gotch catches him in with a DDT of his own. Gotch now brings Okada back up to a standing base once again around the back, looking for another suplex, but Okada saw that one coming, broke free. And now Okada in with that Saito suplex. Okada now stalking. If he can hit that Rainmaker clothesline, this could be game, set, match. Ripcord into that massive clothesline, middle of the ring. Is this enough to see Okada through to the next round? It is! Okada qualifies, and Karl Gotch of Belgium is eliminated. Wow. It was a great victory that is for Okada, who's also doing very well in the singles ranking, should I say. Okada was number 2. I think he's going to stay number 2, but he actually goes joint top now as Seth Rollins. And Karl Gotch, with that loss, moves down to a +4. So Karl Gotch still in a decent position, to be honest with you. Not terrible for him at all, but it's Okada who moves through. Okada, joint top of the rankings, will now face the winner of our match later on this evening, which will be Khan, representing Cameroon, going up against Rikidozan of Korea. Right, I love you, leave you, good night, God bless, I'll be the same. Please do like, subscribe, all the other good stuff.